But
No, I was just saying, you talk about MLB being involved in the whole trafficking process. Since 2000, there have been 64 Major League Baseball players that have come as a result of defecting from Cuba. That's just since 2000. That doesn't include going back, 90s, 80s, 70s. So, I mean, that's a lot. 63 or 64. That's a lot of players to defect.
Wait till you hear the money. Where is that at? Oh, the money is something ridiculous. Like $480 million have been paid to these dudes, man. And the reason this caught my attention, ladies and gentlemen, like this particular story about this Oliveira kid, because the Braves were involved. The Braves put an offer in for like 4 years, $40 million. The kid wanted more. He wanted more years, and the Braves were trying to sell him on the fact that we got a Cuban. We got a Cuban manager. We got a Cuban bench coach. You come in here, you fit in. The language barrier won't be that big of a problem. Nah, dog, you don't understand. He owe people money.
I need the money.
This ain't happening. No, it ain't the fact that he needs the money. It's that. Oh, let me explain this part to you too. The smugglers, the people who get them here, like for a normal dude, like I say, I'm from Cuba and I want to come to America, just a regular, Joe Blow, right? It's gonna cost me 10 G's. But if you're a baseball prospect, if you're Yasiel Puig or you're this Oliveira kid or you're Abreu or Cespedes or one of these dudes, guess what? They want like 30% of your contract, cuzzo.
What?
What you mean what? These are drug lords. What you mean what? Are you saying what because like that's all they want?
I'm saying what? Like that's amazing.
These are professional extorters. Like they don't give a damn about you, or it's like some old This is why this dude won't talk about it because I just told you his 2-year-old son is still in Cuba. Like any pushback, these dudes ain't got no problem going and kidnapping his people, and hooking that up immediately. Yeah. This is the world that we're talking about, and baseball is 100% complicit in it, and no one wants to mention it. It's like baseball hadn't learned this lesson from the steroids. Like, just because you don't talk about it don't mean – because what's going to end up happening, unfortunately, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody of extreme popularity is going to get hurt, and people are going to be wondering, like, how this happened? And then all these stories are going to come out of who was involved in all this kind of stuff. And when you get down to the bottom of it and all the sand settles at the bottom of the tub, you know what you're going to find out? Baseball knew it all along. Like, they talk about – like, I don't know if you guys have seen that Real Sports thing about all the stuff about the documentation that was going on in the Dominican. Like, it was a big problem where no one knew how old some of these guys were because they were getting false documentation. And something as small as like 2 or 3 years made a difference in your contract negotiation. Let's say you're 29, but your documentation says you're 26. 26 in athletes' age is a big difference between 26 and 29. If you're 26, right, that means you're closer to 25. Like this kid Oliveira, he's 29. So basically, they're looking for him to come in right now and do some things right this minute, because like he's supposed to have like this UC injury that they're gonna do a scan on to make sure it's cool. But from all reports, they're saying it's cool, everything is good. He's 29 years old. He can play second base. He's a second baseman, but they say he can play third base if need be. But he's in the prime of his career now as far as baseball goes. He's 29 years old. But that's not the problem in Cuba. That problem was in the Dominican. So baseball went in and tried, even if it was just lip service, they addressed it. Like, okay, we're gonna do what we can do to try to thwart this from happening. That too, because it's costing people money. Like if you're signing a dude because he thinks he's 25 but he's really 30, that's gonna end up costing you money because by the time he's 32, you're thinking he's 27. His body's going to react like a 32-year-old. It's going to start breaking down the way a 32-year-old's body breaks down after playing professional sports. So now you losing money. You paying a dude and realizing, wait, how old are you again? No one knows. He might not even know. So, yeah, they had a incentive to go fix that. But this, come on, dude. The Dodgers, Magic and them boys bought the Dodgers for $2 billion. Hell, they care about paying $60-something million for the next Yasiel Puig, who is a boss, by the way. You understand? Like, they was immediately comparing this dude to Bo Jackson. Me, like that's the first time. Like when Golf started telling me about this dude, that's the exact words he used. That people are saying this dude is Bo Jackson. Like, okay, I'm good. Now I have to see who this kid is. And when you see him play baseball, no one can argue. No one can. This is not Shaq saying Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Dominique. This is not that. Like, yeah, Yasiel Puig has everything. He throws dudes out from everywhere. He runs the bases at blinding speed. He hits the ball a mile. And he's, like, the baseball
and
people.
And he got swag.
Yeah, exactly. And the baseball people hate him. They hate his guts. Oh, look at him. Oh, he didn't even hit it out the park. He still flipped the bat. Good. He should do it every time.
That's him.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time. Now they talking about, he's agreed to tone it down. Why? I hope he sucks, too. I hope he does all that stuff, try to conform and all that kind of stuff, and then he can't play his game no more. Idiots. What is this reprimand against people having fun playing baseball? What is that about?
Or any sport at that.
You can't do that because it's baseball. You hit your home run, put your head down, and sprint around the bases. You must be crazy. You must be out your damn mind. Here it is. Here it is, Rob. Okay, now, initially, the league capped spending on the draft and international amateurs, right? Cubans aged 23 and older are the last free agents. So it's important that you be over 23 if you're a Cuban. Now, Cubans who defect straight to the United States are thrown into the June draft. That's no good. That's the bad one. No, you don't want to do that. Whereas those who instead establish residency in another country, like Mexico, then they're exempt and can sign with no limits. For potential frontline players, the likes of whom have been guaranteed $289.9 million over the last 4.5 years, according to Yahoo Sports Research. The incentive to involve a third country is enormous. The highest paid player in the 2013 draft was the Cubs third baseman Chris Brandt at $6.7 million. I remind you again, this kid just signed for $60-something million out of Cuba.
Right. Now, Escobar, that used to play for right here in Atlanta, he came over and he ended up in the situation that you just talked about, how you end up falling into the June draft.
Right. Because he couldn't get here by land.
When he came over, he went from Cuba to the Florida Keys. And then he ended up going into the Appalachian League. I guess that's like AA or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it wasn't number a year before he got caught up to the bigs, but he went through the route that you're talking about, the route where you don't really make anything.
Yeah, he must not have had no drug lords behind him because they definitely wouldn't let that happen.
Probably not.
Yeah, they definitely wasn't going to let that craziness happen. What was I going to say? I'm looking at this Jose Abreu article because I highlighted some things within it that caught my attention. I talked to you about his son and everything, him having to leave his 2-year-old son. His son is 4 now. What does it say? Yeah, even Abreu signed a 6-year, $68 million deal. yeah. F your draft, cuz. And I'm kind of chuckling about certain parts of this, not in humor, but in just how amazingly big of a business this is that no one is choosing to pay attention to what the hell is going on. Because the real deal is everybody don't make it. I already talked to you about like this dude, the cartel folks killed a dude in Mexico. It's confirmed during the Yasiel Puig situation. Dudes have been like, they don't play that junk in Cuba. Like, you wonder why this dude can't just go back and get his son? He can't. Castro don't play that. You leave and come back, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a huge, huge problem. Like, I don't know how much you guys know about Cuba. Like, I don't know a lot. But recently, President Obama has chosen to slowly, decrease the embargoes and the restrictions against traveling to Cuba and all that kind of stuff. But here's the real deal. They don't have internet in Cuba at all. Like, ain't no hot spots, ain't no Starbucks. No one has.
They don't have internet?
Exactly. You see your response? Exactly. I don't know if most people know that. No, they have no knowledge worldwide-wise of the internet, of anything that's on the internet, dude. On the other hand, though, education is free all across the board. They fixed that problem. all the way through college, your education's free. So that's a trade-off. The other thing is, you get food vouchers. You know what I mean? Like, you read this Abreu story. He's like, yeah, because they're sitting at like a country club doing this interview, and the dude said he's looking at the all-you-can-eat buffet, and he was like, that ain't the thing in Cuba. Like everything, even the restaurants are in people's homes, and they're regulated by the government. And for people, just regular people, you don't go to the grocery store. They give you vouchers for what you're going to eat and it's supposed to last a certain amount of time, but realistically they don't. So people have to do other things in order to supplement those things.
Be able to eat.
Right. It's crazy. But the other part about it, like people who aren't from America, you hear about people vacationing there all the time. But people go there, they love the food because everywhere has like resorts and stuff. They love the beaches and all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of people describe it as kind of like an island version of Vegas, like in certain parts. But we wouldn't know that in America because we can't go there, or we're not supposed to go there, whatever it is. I don't know. But it's a real surreal situation. Like y'all heard Rob's reaction, like, what? No internet? Like immediately you get off the plane trying to check your Facebook status and like, hold on.
I ain't going there.
What's going on? I can't take no selfie in this mud. Nope, none of that.
I mean, you can take a selfie. You just
can't sit it nowhere. Exactly. Yeah, dog. So it's a weird kind of crazy, dichotomy that goes on there. And indeed, like my man was like, he was never thinking about leaving. Like Jose Abreu, not the Oliveira kid. I'm going back to Abreu now and reading. He never thought about defecting until he got to the World Baseball Classic and he realized that he was as good as those other guys, and that's what got him, because he was living cool. He had a nice little crib, had his fiance and whatnot. Everything was jumping off. He's like, very few people had a car, but his homeboy had a horse and carriage. So it was cool for him because he was like a baseball star. So he ride through the town on the horse and carriage, and people be like, kids be running alongside the horse and carriage, giving them loving them. You know what I mean? So he was like, okay, this is my, and like with most people, your world is your world, especially if you in a place with no internet, you don't know anything different. So
nothing.
Right, my world is my world, and if it's good to me now, it's just good until I see better. You know what I mean? Until I get to a place that's better, and now it's like, damn, I was living like that. Like, even to the point where this dude signed a $68 million deal. Like, how much you think his house worth? How much you think his house cost? His house cost. He paid for his house. Just give me a number.
The house that he has now here in America?
Yeah, Jose Abreu. $68 million contract. He bought a house in Miami. He lives in Miami.
$500,000?
Less, yeah, like $440,000. Yeah. So, you understand? Yeah. This is a dude that's like, okay, I'll take that one. Well, you sure you don't want the one on the hill with the gate all the way around it and the 5 driveways and the 7 bathrooms? Nah, I'll take that one.
Yeah, because he don't need it, because he's not used to that.
Right.
So, yeah.
This dude got $68 million. Yeah, I'm good, dude. Like, and I'm telling you guys, the reason I'm bringing it up now, and I've been sitting on this for a year since I read that Yasiel Puig story, and looking for a time where I could actually talk about it more. And then this happens. This Oliveira thing happens, and the Braves are involved in it. They're trying to get the dude to come here, but the money just wasn't long enough. And that whole, like, we got a Cuban manager. He was like, yeah, F your Cuban manager. I'm about to go out here and hang with Yasiel in L.A. because me and him gonna be balling together. Word up. So it's gonna come out. Like, these things have a way of doing that. I mean, you guys remember in '98 when everybody was like, "Oh my God, look how far he hit that ball! Oh my God, Sosa, McGuire!" And then what happened? I'm not here to talk about the past. Sure, you're not.
Boy.
Me no speaking no English. Yo, you don't speak no English now, Sammy. You MFer. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, sucker. All this stuff is gonna come out because there's no way that you deal with that type of person, those cartel people. You can't deal with those people for elongated periods of time without something bad eventually happening to somebody. It's just a law of the land. It doesn't happen. And something bad is going to happen, man. And some bad stuff is already happening. It's already happened. But it hadn't happened to people who are worth Major League Baseball caring. Like these dudes, if you're trying to help somebody defect from Cuba and they catch you in Cuba, you're going to jail, B, for a long time. They locking you up. Yeah, like it's dudes that's coming after Yasiel Puig for money because of that. Because they got locked up in Cuba for helping him. Yeah, it's not a game.
Yeah,
And-
that's that. I mean, you know what? That's like a never-ending